Oh my God, these dogs. Um, so anyways, the other thing I was going to talk about. So the same idea with the pendulum. The sun is really coming in weird. I don't know if I can turn it. Anyways, the pendulum thing. So think about, like, for me, I was raised in a house where I didn't feel like I mattered at all. I felt like I used to always say, I used to always say to my parents, well, I don't know if I said it to my dad. It would be more like, yell like, I don't even know why you had us. You just wanted slaves. And then stomp off because that's all it was. Like, I mean, literally on the weekends, it was go sit in the yard and pick the weeds. And, clean dinner and stuff like that. But these people didn't really have, well, on the weekends, they would take us to the lakes and stuff like that. We would go do stuff. But it was just very different back in the 60s, how you treated your kids. You didn't, like, it would be, sometimes you would sit and have dinner with them, but sometimes you would feed your kids ahead, and then you go sit and have dinner with your husband. And I don't know, at dinner, it didn't seem like it was, like, you need that time. Like, I am 100% all for people should have dinner together. I don't know how that has stopped being a thing. And everybody just goes in their bedroom, just gets some out of the freezer, heats it in the microwave, goes sits by themselves. It's like, no wonder everybody feels so disconnected. I mean, may not have been perfect, but at least I knew I was born to somebody that would be their slave. Anyways, for me, when I had kids, and it was like, I really got to, make sure my kids know that I really care about them. I really need to spend time talking to them. And I know that, have them know I understand how they feel and stuff like that, right? To make them feel like they counted and they mattered to me. And so the pendulum was one direction. Then I swung it back the other direction. And I became a permissive parent who didn't stand up for myself, who kind of got, I mean, there was plenty of times where I just felt just beat down by my kids. I used to say they were like the blob. All of them just went together with their energy, and then it became this giant thing, and I was battling this giant energy ball of blob of angst. It was a lot, and being outnumbered as a parent is rough. And but I became super, super permissive. And so my kids took advantage of that. And I apparently would just, sneak and do whatever. And, oh, who cares? You can tell mom whatever. And I swung it too far that way. Then one of my daughters, she swung it completely. One of my daughters went more like, she's more like me, and she's struggling with trying to find her power. The other one, she swung it the other way. She was like, oh, this is the problems in my life is, I wouldn't have been so naughty if my mom would have been better. You can't be a kid's friend. You have to be, iron fist. So she went that direction, swung it back the other way, back to more like what my mom would have been like, I'm the mother, you do what I say. My mom, like, you'd get smacked in the face, and you'd have to, I mean, I don't even remember what the crimes were that we would have to do to have to sit in our room all day and wait for our dad to get home so he could beat us with a belt. So, I don't know. It was rough when I was a kid. And then, I got my pervy dad, my crazy, and he's alcoholic and always fighting with my mom. It's total violence. Oh my God, it was crazy. I was so crazy in my life when I was a kid. And it got crazier too. Once I got divorced and my dad married another alcoholic, oh my God. It's funny because now I can look back on it and laugh. But at the time, it was outrageous. It was really hellacious. There was times where I was like, how will I ever survive this? I'm just going to kill myself. I can't do this. So, I mean, if you're going through that, eventually you will be able to laugh at it. You will be able to see the humor in it. But when you're going through it, it's fucked. So, anyway, she swung that going that way. Now, my granddaughter, she is getting to be adult age. She's 17. And the stuff that they're complaining about with her parents. And so this morning I was like, oh my gosh, she's going to swing it back the other way. She's going to be just like me. She's going to become super permissive and feel like my parents couldn't see me. They couldn't understand me. They didn't care about me and all this stuff. So, and the whole thing is to just look at that, like how we swing back and forth trying to fix what we feel was done wrong to us. So this person didn't do us right. And so we've got to swing it back because we got to fix all this. But really, when you're fixing it for the next generation, they don't have your problems. They didn't go through that. They've got a whole new situation going. So, we've got to get out of this kind of like, I've got to fix all the wrongs done to me and swing it back this way and go the other direction. We've got to find balance. We've got to figure out, like, how do we find balance? And if you're a parent who has it, more power to you. Start teaching classes on YouTube how to do it. Because it's finding that balance of to have them know that you love them, that you're there for them, but also that you don't give a shit. You're going to watch out for them, and what they think is right is not necessarily right. So it's just this constant balancing in everything in our relationships and our lives and stuff like that. But the more that you can kind of recognize what you're trying to fix that you feel was broken, the more you can kind of step back and find balance. It's about finding balance in everything. Just like what I talk about, one of the things about with weed, there's so many people. It was funny too for a while. I would hear, this was a few years ago, I would hear these spiritual channels, they'd be talking and be like, oh yeah, you gotta quit smoking weed. Yeah, I've quit, and it just, it's too much, the whatever, blah, blah, blah. And some of them would still continue drinking or whatever. Then there started being ones where you gotta just stop. You just stop doing that. You stop doing this. Stop eating meat. Stop drinking. Stop doing, all this stuff. It was like, so your only way to approach this is just stop everything. So isn't that a limitation? Isn't that putting limitations on your experience? Isn't some of this stuff here for you to experience? And I think it's all about just finding balance. I mean, you can do what you want. You can follow what they say. That's up to you. But to me, it's about finding balance. It's about how do I, and to me, that's what has been the problem with so many people who get out of control with alcoholism or whatever, that drug abuse or whatever. They just give up control. They don't even try and balance it. They're just like, and some people, that they have a really hard time balancing alcohol or whatever, and they just are, surrender. I'm not doing it. That's perfectly fine. That's your balance. That's you finding, what works for you. But, everybody just needs to find their own balance in everything. It's all about balance. It's not about good or bad. It's not about right or wrong. It's about balance. It's about understanding, about experience and acceptance and not judging. So I'm going to keep talking about those things because those things are super important. I mean, the stuff that's happening in the, on the main stage, on the television screen, the stuff that's happening on the television screen is, enough to drive you fucking insane. But it's still, it's the end of all of this stuff. Like, we're not going to continue, even though it can feel like that. Oh my God. president. What, you think we suck the blood out of babies? Motherfucker, we don't think it. We fucking know it, you piece of shit. Yeah, sorry, you couldn't keep everything censored. The information's out there, dude. So, you know, we know how well you feel in the auditorium. There is nobody there to see you. So, you better keep that in mind. It is the majority. The majority knows exactly who and what you are. I'm sitting there looking at the little red button like it's him. But anyways, that just really gets me. Liars just really bother me. I don't like liars. And when somebody's lying right to my face, it really irritates me. So anyways, I'm going to be heading out to the dog park. So I'll probably talk some about when I get back. No telling what it will be. Oh my God. Going to town. It's like in one of those zombie apocalypse movies, you know. It's like you gotta go through the barriers, you gotta get in there, and then these people just walk around mindlessly. Like, oh my God. Driving in their Corvette with their masks on. Oh my God. This is nutty. Absolute nutty. So, I don't know. Go study some science or something. At least you can be informed and know how ridiculous some of this stuff is. Okay, so I'll talk to you later. Bye.